Today I want to show you the miracle that 4 years can actually achieve for you. I know you've been ignoring time, and I know right now you have a pen and paper, you're about to end the December, and then by the start of the next year, you're like, okay, I'm writing new resolutions I want to achieve. No, forget about that. Let me tell you once, how many years have you written those resolutions without following any of them? Let me just show you the miracle of 4 years. This is the time that majority of the people tend to ignore. And by the way, let's just understand, how long is 4 years? Today we are in 2023, all right? Basically, in 4 years' time, we'll get ourselves in 2027. And by the way, if you're a Kenyan, I know what this 2027 means. You know what that is mean? It means that we'll be having our next general election. And don't think it's too far. By the time you see this, a lot of these posters, are masked anywhere and something of sort, and these caravans of campaigns and what have you. I'm going to give you today a challenge, and you're going to thank me later. Let me show you what 4 years can actually do for you. And guess what? Today's topic is about how to be financially stable in 4 years from today. By the time you're clocking 2027, inshallah, God willing, you're gonna see the miracles. Okay, let's get into the business and get to understand how much we can be able to salvage. All right, now this is the point. Now, how much do you earn at the end of the month? Let's take an example of like 3 people. Okay, person A, B, C, let's say A, B, and C. Okay, now person A earns sort of an average Kenyan usually earns around 25,000 a month. Right, okay, 25,000. So this is 25k, and B, say they earn around say 40,000 or 40k, and C, maybe they earn around 60,000. Okay, by the way, do you know that actually in Kenya most of the people earn from 15k all the way to 60,000? So if you earn more than 60,000 in Kenya, you're regarded as cream de la cream. Okay, now the point is this one earns 25k, 40k, and 60k, and you're looking forward into having what we call the financial freedom. And you only need 3 things for this to be achieved. Number 1, or A, you need to have what we call discipline. Number 2, you only what we call sacrifice. And the number 3, guess what else you need? You need what we call discipline and a consistency. Okay, now, those are the only 3 things that you need. Now, this is an individual who is earning 25,000, 40, and 60. Now, what exactly do you do? Now, what happens is that understand your numbers. And I always tell people, understand what we call the income, that what gets into your pocket, and understand your expenses. If you understand those 2 things, then guess you're about to get yourself into financial freedom. Then, for example, this earns 25,000. This is the income, and the expenses. Obviously, don't live in a life where you are earning or you are using everything that you're earning. You remember that thing they told you like, hey, live according to your means. No, live below your means. That's for a fact. So that at least you can leave some surplus to invest. And I'm saying in this category, and I always tell people, at least invest 20% of whatever you earn. So what is 20% of 2,500 or rather 25,000? That should be 5,000. Okay. Now 5,000. What does it mean? It means that you live on your 20,000 income. If you make 25,000, but you survive on what? You survive on 20,000 Kenyan shillings each and every month. Now, what's the difference, or what exactly do you need to do? At this particular point, this guy is salvaging how much? 5,000 per month. This guy, if you go by that, this guy should salvage at least 8,000 per month. And this guy is actually salvaging what? 12k per month. Now, what happens in 4 years' time? In 4 years' time, it should be 4 times 12. 4 times 12, 4 times 12. What does it mean? It is 4 years times 12, the number of a month given in a what? In an year. So the point is this, in a whole year, how much this guy have been, saved? And I'm going to use the term save, although we're going to avoid the term savings. I'm going to use the term investment. So within a period of 1 year, this guy's savings that are 5,000 each and every year, or rather each and every month, this guy is ought to have 60k at the end of the year. True or not true? Okay, and we've assumed this guy has not invested the money. It's just like savings. Nothing is happening. This guy happens like it will be 8,000, 8 times 12. That should be that should be around 90 something thousand. Okay, that should be around 90 something thousand. This guy, again, you do the same. 12 times 12, that should be 144k in that given year. Okay, now the point is this, all these are concrete savings. We have not calculated any interest in terms of that. If this guy decided to put this money in a money market fund that is giving you 11%, because most of them nowadays, by the way, things are becoming a little bit okay. I know you Kenyans, you might crucify me by saying this, but the reality is back then in an year ago, most of the money market fund, they were offering around 8%. Right now we are talking of 10, 11. Others are daring giving even you 12%. So let's go with a flat rate of 11%, 11%, 11%. So the question is, within that period of 11% in 4 years time, so 11% of this amount of money, let's call it around 6,000, or let's say 5,500. So this will be 6,500, 65, will be 65,000. This should be 65,000 at the end of the year, plus 5,000, it will be over 110, 101,000, 101,000. This should be another one, should be around okay, not even 101,000. This should be over 100K. This should be also over 150K. That should be over that. So the point is this: if you were to channel this amount of money in that period of time, then that means you're gonna get yourself in a situation whereby you are getting some good money out there. Now, what exactly do you do in a period of 4 months? Then you could times this 65,000, you multiply by 4. This one you multiply by 4. This one is actually talking of close to over 400K. And by the way, remember there is something called compounding effect. That compounding effect is that what brings a difference between person A and person B when you invest nowhere, okay? And then this one, if you were to do the same, you multiply by 4, we are talking of apps of 600K and above. So you can see this dude is actually getting, if you were to save 65,000 per year, assuming there is no any other increment, and obviously that's not the truth, you're gonna get yourself, but this is what you get in year 1. Year 2, you might get more than this. Year 2, because now is this 65,000 subjected to 11%. Now you're probably gonna get more than 65,000. So if you were to assume everything remains constant, then what exactly does it mean? It means 65 times 4, we are talking about 250,000. 250,000. So approximately here we give it like 300K. Approximately here we give it 500,000, and approximately here we give it like 700 or 7. Yeah, let's just give it 700,000. Now tell me, by the time these guys are coming back the next round asking for your votes, even if you're earning 25,000, having yourself 300,000, honestly speaking, what can't you do? If you've been thinking about starting a business, if you've been thinking about starting something like an investment, if you've been thinking about starting, sort of, I mean, seriously, what can't you do with this amount of money? You can do amazing things. You can actually go out there and do something as far as your life is concerned. No, now tell me, what is it limiting you to do this? And remember one thing, this is easier said than done. I know that's what you guys gonna tell me. Obviously, I did not promise that it is easier done than said. So, and that's why I said all the way before I even give you all this mathematics, I told you, you need to have these 3 things: the discipline, the sacrifice, and the consistency. This is what brings you on board. You have over 300K. Can you imagine earning 25,000, having a savings of close to, and allow me not to call these savings, these are investments. Investment was close to 300,000. Having an investment close to 500,000 if you earn 40,000. Having an investment close to this amount. I mean, seriously, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Can you imagine this, having this amount of money into your savings? This is going to earn you a lot of money. Therefore, you can be able to channel these investments or this money towards an investment. You can channel this money towards something like, you know what? If you are looking forward into starting a business, you can do so. If you're looking forward into doing some investment, then divide your, I mean, seriously, with this amount of money, you have an array of things that you can channel your money to. So what's the parting shot? What's the challenge? Take the 4 years, don't ignore the period of 4 years. And by the way, even if you're a student that you're out there, maybe you joined university, you're in first year and you're watching this video, consider yourself lucky because you can take action. There is always that, by the way, right now as we speak, students have taken loan, or rather they have been given their help has been dispersed into their accounts. And those who have not gotten any, don't crucify me. The point is this: it's always good to give yourself a challenge of 4 years. You can channel a certain percentage of your cash towards, to shares, kidogo kidogo. You can channel some money to your money market fund. You can channel some money towards your what, until you reach to a certain particular. By the time you're showing up out of the campus, all right, maybe let's say even if you manage to save like 100,000 or 200,000 by the time you're getting out of the campus, even if you go out there and you realize there are inadequate number of jobs, you're gonna sustain yourself. You're gonna do something as far as your life is concerned. Rather than just staying there, squandering everything that you get, hey, blaming the government, blaming the parents, blaming everyone and anyone who you meet along, that's gonna get you out, or rather can get you into lots of problems and discouragements. So life is very simple, sometimes complicated. And by the way, there's somebody who said, life is very tough, but it's even tougher when you're stupid. That's for a fact, you know. It's even tougher when you're stupid. So how do you avoid not being stupid? You avoid this by actually taking actions. And by the way, I've made a video and I told you guys, don't stop watching, just stop watching me only, and also start taking action. Then that's how you progress to the next level. Now, we have just done a very simple mathematics towards our investment, and we have seen in a period of 4 years, you're going to get yourself into these kind of levels of income or investments. Okay, now tell me, what's the excuse that can limit you from doing these things? And by the way, this is what we do. It's not a must that you have to wait the entire 4 years. You can say for the first year, you say for the second year, you realize you have, like, let's say, I'm assuming, let's treat this 25K first. You can say for the first year, you realize you have your 65,000. You say for the next year, you realize you have your 70,000. Okay, if you're quite smart, you can decide, hey, guess what? Instead of the money to sit there in a money market fund to wait for a whole year to earn me 11%, you might decide, take half of the amount of money, channel towards a conventional business. You can buy a product, you can engage yourself into services. That is exactly how we do the things. Or you can decide, hey, instead of this money just resting there to earn me 11%, I can take the entire amount of money. I have seen an opportunity, I have seen a product, you can buy that product, then you sell it and get the capital gain. Because that's what we do. Remember one thing, what we do is to actually fight for the time, is to actually do what? Hasten with the time and move with the time, so that at least we can get as more as we can as we progress to the next level. Remember one thing, never confine your earning within the time parameters. If you confine your earning within the time parameters, you're gonna make the limited amount of money. Okay, now, because anyway, if you were to rely on this method, maybe probably we're gonna be a millionaire after very many years. Okay, and that's not what we want, honestly. We want to get that money as early as we can, and of course without twisting any processes, and also making sure that at least, for example, maybe let's say you're in the second year and then you realize, hey, there is an opportunity where there is a piece of land somewhere being sold. Somebody maybe really in need of money. You can go get it. Maybe that piece of land they're selling at 200. You can rush get that piece of land for 200. All right, and then after sometimes you can liquidate the land. Or maybe you realize, hey, guess what? I realize maybe doing some animal fattening will do me better than actually resting that money in a bank. Or maybe, oh, guess what? Like, if I can take this money and start a certain business, a certain location that I'm seeing, or maybe I can get this amount of money, get myself into a farming. I can do. You see, you have to actually jogging your mind each and every time. Don't be lazy. Don't be somebody who is like out there waiting all the system to work on your favor. There is no way we're gonna get our systems working for our own favor. Remember one thing, even in America, they are complaining, in those developed countries, that you guys are struggling and trying the best to go. And they're still, crying. They're saying, hey, they feel like the best hasn't been done for their lives. Anyway, the point is this: take action, do something, and that's how we progress to the next level. For now, it's a goodbye. Don't forget, pick my number from the description of this specific video, shoot me a call or text. For those services at a personal level, for a cup of coffee's price. And again, don't forget, as well, comment down below, tell me what you think, and as well, make sure that you like this video. It doesn't cost you anything, and subscribe, and see you in the next one.